Good afternoon. My name is Gabriel Jaquez, and this is the Art of Forgetting. So, why do we forget? Is it subconscious and we do it in our sleep, or is it something that just happens randomly and we don't get a say in which memories we keep and forget? Well, scientists have chalked it up to a total of 5 reasons, and each of them interact differently with us. The first is decay of memory trace, the second is interference, the third is retrieval failure, the fourth is motivating, and lastly, we have disease. Each of these interacts with us differently and are the cause of why we forget. The first is decay of memory trace. This really affects long-term memories and is caused by neurochemical deterioration. So think of this as simply just old memories dying with age. It's an unfortunate way of looking at it, but it's the natural way of looking at it. As we get older, we just make new memories, and it's a beautiful thing. However, with new memories, we got to make room for them. So we have to get rid of older memories. And the ones that we don't recall upon as much are usually the first to go. Memories we constantly keep up with, the neurochemical doesn't have much room to deteriorate, while older memories, like that one time you went to the playground when you were 2 years old, that memory is one of the first to fade away simply through deterioration. Next up, we have interference. As you can tell by the picture, it's as it sounds. It's something blocking us and causing us to forget. So there's two types scientists have found. The first is proactive and the second is retroactive. Proactive interference is when we learn something and we retain it and it becomes a memory, and then we try and learn something new with zero correlation and we forget. Think about it as your brain is too full. Think about it as your iCloud storage if you have a phone, or an Apple, I should say. Simply just you're running out of room. And so with new memories that don't tie to each other, they don't become memories and we forget them. But let's look at retroactive interference. Retroactive interference is when these focuses get derailed and they cause us to forget. Like whenever you walk into a room and you don't remember why you went in there, or you're given a phone number and it just leaves your head like that, or names. It's retroactive interference. There's something blocking us from making this a memory, and it's usually in the form of a distraction. Whenever you go into that room to get something and you forgot about it, 9 times out of 10, we can all agree our phone was in our hand and TikTok was probably open. This interference just causes us to forget because it's not something that should be a memory, and so it never has the time to even become one, even if it's short term, and it is simply forgotten. Moving on, we have retrieval failure. This is one of the stages of neurochemical decay. This is simply when we have something on the tip of our tongue, but we need that jump start to get the memory. Why is this? Like I said, it's relating back to neurochemical. With memories we don't use as much, neurochemical decay is very quick to set in, and the longer it happens, the harder retrieval is, and it requires a harder kickstart. It can just be from restart the car to we need our buddy to come out and give us a whole lift. So with retrieval failure, we usually need kickstarts through keywords, phrases, smells, sounds, even visuals. Think about that song you had stuck on your tongue and you just didn't know the name of it. That's because of retrieval failure. It's right there. You have all the tools for it, but for some reason, your brain is just not picking up the pieces that you're putting down. Next up, we have motivated forgetting. This is when we want to forget. These incidences can be embarrassing moments that whenever you wave to someone that wasn't waving at you, to really deep traumatic incidences that shape us who we are. Our brain is simply forgetting about these things because we either don't want to deal with them or we're just not ready to deal with them. This protects us from frightening or painful incidences and forces us to forget. Lastly, we have disease, specifically amnesia. Amnesia can be caused through disease or trauma, but in this instance, we're going to mainly look at trauma. There are 2 types of amnesia, retrograde and anterograde. These amnesias are more in focus of how our memories come back to us because amnesia makes us forget. Well, when these memories come back to us, retrograde amnesia will allow older memories to come up first, leading up to the incident that causes amnesia. However, on the other hand, we have anterograde amnesia. This causes the accident and memories right before it to come back, and then older memories following. This essentially just gives us a look on the inside of how we are as people. that's all I have to talk about today. Thank you so much for your time. These are all my references and where I got my images, as well as the textbook, where I got all my information from. If you have any questions, please reach out to me. Thank you so much for your time, and I hope you have a wonderful day.